And welcome to Indianapolis, where we're at Indianapolis uh, International. We're going to be flying out to Mississippi, I believe. We're on our way to Mississippi. We're going to get loaded up on this nice Fedex. This isn't okay. The 757 livery does look better than the 767 livery, but still, kind of a dirty looking jet. A nice cigar shaped and doesn't hold quite as much as usually if I'm in the 767 you get about 80,000 pounds of cargo, and this one here we're probably going to carry about 37,000 pounds, somewhere around there. I've already gone to the Liberty to start the battery. The GPU is active, and so that's where we're going to start from. I've already went ahead just for the sake of time and have the navs aligning. So we're good there. Uh, let's go ahead and go down our rows here and see what we need to take care of. So I'm going to put the yaw dampers to the on position. We're going to get the hydraulic pumps going, electrical, and then we'll go to the next row here. We've got the batteries already started. Standby power is auto. And APU right now says fail. We're going to hit on for APU, although we're on GPU right now. And I'm going to get the bus ties going. Utility buses and GPU's power. That's helping the GPU out right now. Generators there. And we're going to go ahead and kick on the APU. All right. Let's go ahead and arm the emergency lights. I want to set the clock here. We're going to put ourselves on a 30 minutes or less timer. We're here to make sure we're staying on task. For engines, we're going to put the right and lefts. We're not turning on the center pumps at this point. Position lights, red, white, and wing are all on. Let's get some window heat going. Nice to have the window heat going, at least to have it up. Passenger signs on this flight always stays on auto because we don't even pay hardly any attention to it. And let's see, turn those lights up just a little. Hit the logo light. Flight deck door is set to auto. Okay. Let's move over here. All right. So to not get pounded by any of the crew, you leave these on auto. Trim air, recirculating fans. Packs will stay in the off position for now. APU's on. And isolation valve is clicked on. It's getting us some pressure that we'll need for engine start soon. Alright. Let's get these are all of our settings here, and we'll get the FMS going here. Okay. On the ground here, we have 0 passengers, so this is not a passenger flight. See if I can pull up Navigraph. And we're gonna let's see the unload and load. Let's load this flight plan. And there, we've got those numbers. We'll put it over here just so as we walk through this, we won't forget anything. All right, so our cargo right here is our payload, and cargo is 32.7, so that's 32,007. I thought 32,700, and our fuel weight is that it? 21,000. Is that it? Let's look at our block fuel. Block fuel is 21,313, and primarily that's because it's not a long flight. 21,313. We already have all the doors open. You need to make sure that all of your doors, everything, are open on the 757 before you do what I'm about to do. So we know we have no passengers, 32,700 pounds of cargo, all optimized for this flight, and we have a ZFW, a zero fuel weight of 163,000, going up to about 184,000, and we'll see if that rings true. And I'm going to hit, I just initiated the load, so they'll be loading for us. KIND, very kind airport. And we'll be departing, what's my fault, but that ain't KIND. I always do that. KIND. And then that we're going to KMSY. This route may or may not be there. We'll try it. KIND. KMSY. If we did that, just put a 01 and look for a company route. Is it there? It is not. Is it there now? It is not. And runway for takeoff is 23 right. Now, we're going to depart from 23 right. And sometimes this is off by a number, but we're going to this is M5, it's 4 for us, and PXV. And we're going to be arriving on 20. It's trying to bring us in on a RNAV runway. So we're not even putting that in yet. I'm not putting that information in yet. Forget that. We'll look at that in a little bit. Although, okay, what I'm going to do is make an assumption here. That we are going to be able to do this. So I'm going to say we're going to come in on ILS 02. This is what I'm doing right now, subject to change, but so 02 arrival. I'm not going to mess with that. We'll just leave that in there for now. But that could change. I have had noticed. I don't know if I should be on the most up-to-date navigation information, but there are times that just even though the 757 gets a little bit frumpy. RS nav only. Okay. Okay. Well. All right. Let's go back to our zero fuel weight. So zero fuel weight now is 163.5. Our reserves are 4.3. I do think so. The Delta Wing CRJ for $34. That's a decent price. It actually, honestly, is. But I'll tell you this: I think it's a good aircraft, also. But the balance or the center of gravity and everything on that one, sometimes it's the first few flights don't think you're going to be pretty the first few flights, but I think that's a good price. I think that's a decent price. Yeah, I do. I wouldn't pay more for it, but I think that's a really good price. Is it on the Xplane forum for that now? Cost index 80. Uh, yes, it is. Yeah, I will say that about the CRJ Delta Wing. And let me see. I'm going to double check in the version. Mine is mine Delta Wing. Should be. I have Delta Wing because I have CRJ 700 and the CRJ 900. Uh, Pros are it flies a whole lot different than probably what you're used to, and it's going to there's a learning curve to kind of get familiar, kind of get used to it. The ones that fly it the most that you see on the YouTube channel are the ones that fly it all the time, and uh, also you're you'll have a learning curve on landing, and it's all about the center of gravity, and you've got to really watch your stall speeds when you're higher at the higher elevations. But that particular model, um, I think what they say about that model is it's very true to life. So yeah, CRJ. If it's at CRJ 700 or 900, I would, if I were picking one, I would get the 700. Uh, but CRJ 700 is a good airplane. I'm going up here to my plugins, Scott Craft, to look at mine, to just so you know I've got it here. Yeah, so there on mine. You see I've got the Delta Wing uh, CRJ 700, and I have the 900, and I will say that I haven't spent a lot of recent time flying on it, but it's a challenge, and actually it's quite enjoyable. But yeah, the biggest thing you're going to see is, it sounds crazy, but you have to really make sure you understand how to set your speeds, your auto throttle speeds when you're cruising, because it it stalls very easy. I mean, you'll see what I mean when you fly it, but it stalls a little bit easy. You got to be careful about that. But I think it's a good aircraft. It's really good. Hopefully, it gives you some useful information. But yeah, center of gravity, your ILS approaches, and getting used to it. It's like for instance, if you compare the CRJ 700 to the MD80. I love how the MD80 flies. CRJ is a lot.
likes being hands-on, but it's not as friendly to hand fly in some cases. But the model itself that Delta Wing put out is a really good model. It is, and for that price, that's a good price. Yes, so yeah, it's, I think if I didn't have it and it was that price and I saw it, I would get it. Let's see, put that in here. What cruise winds? 400. Cruise altitude's 400 of this flight, by the way. Kind of high. That's kind of off for that's oat. It's got the TC the oat. That looks way off. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I'm confused about something. Take off. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's temp select. That's 48. Maybe that's right. Okay, 757. One thing about this one, it's so different than the 767 is you have so much less to choose from here. Much less. Um, Although it does fly well. Flies real good. Yeah, 48. Because I've got my V speeds, but it just doesn't automatically populate the V speeds there. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to go 143 V1. 146 rotate. Hats off and prayers to all the UPS MD-11 family. Wow, what a horrendous! Can you imagine that taking off? And there is that you hit V1, you rotate just like exactly like you're supposed to, and there's nothing you can do about what happens. Absolutely nothing. They had never had a chance, not one chance. So had just prayers to the families and the ones that are on the ground too. Okay, there we go. Pop that in there. What throws me this TC oat, Brian? What is TC oat? It says 57 Celsius, but my oat on my takeoff is 13 Celsius. Oh, that's my cruise. That's for cruise.
Can
I'm
you
sorry.
repeat that?
Never mind. Never mind. I had a brain fart. Sorry.
Say again.
All good. It's okay. Disregard.
Roger that, Steve.
You can go ahead and get our IFR clearance. I'll go ahead and turn the radio on.
Not clear what you said. Say again.
There we go. Brian, please request our IFR clearance.
Steve, I can't request IFR clearance right now. We're already on the ground and have landed.
I know it's wrong. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Yeah, he's still on the last flight. He's just been sitting in the plane for a while. Sorry about that. Okay, that price you're getting for a Delta Wing, though, is that on the Xplane .org site? That's a really good price. All right, so let me go ahead and get us on APU.
Okay, we are on the APU now. We'll remove everything. Well, I just squashed my power, but everything looks okay. So we're on APU, bus utility, the bus. Is it buses? Oh, my fault. My fault. That was. Hopefully, let's see if I lost everything. It's bad about that. Did I lose everything? Dude, doggone it. I did. I forgot to save it. That. Wait, hold on. I didn't lose everything. I did. So the IRS, the nav's still set up, but I lost my navigation and my flight plan. I lost that. That's the one thing about 757. I think the 767 does the same thing, but sometimes you have if you hit the wrong button too soon, that happens. Okay, so we'll put that back in there. We'll put in KMSY. Hey, sometimes repetition is the best way to practice. Brian, please request our IFR clearance.
I'll handle the IFR clearance request.
Cool, his memory came back. That's good. Good for you. Well, maybe good. Well, let's do it one more time then.
Indianapolis Center, Fedex 1757. We'd like to receive our IFR clearance.
Stand by. You're number one.
So we're gonna go out on 23 right. Let's do this again.
FedEx 1757, Indianapolis Center, cleared to New Orleans via the OM5 departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 40010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.65, squawk 6133.
Indianapolis Center, good evening. America 128, 17,000 for flight level 260. Indianapolis Center, roger. Altimeter 29 or 9 or 1.
Okay, after PXV, you see there we've kind of got a big wide open hole. So let's go ahead and fill that hole in. Not a terribly complex route though. So after PXV, we're going to go to Tings. Tings, okay, I'm spelling that right. And then we're going to go to Visca, V-I-S-Q-A. And MEM. Let's see if I can spell this right. X-E-S-S-S. SQS. And then MCB, and we should pick back up at Royal. I don't see Royal. You see it? There's MCB.
Oh, oh, okay, we're good. Oh, we're good. I haven't lost my mind. I'm gonna hit OK on that right there. Remember, I changed our arrival, and I didn't update here. Or did I? That's why I'm on O2 here. Okay, but we're not going to be coming in straight. It's not. We'll have to transition, and I did not have the transition in here, so we'll go to our transition approach for ILS 02. Subject to change, by the way. And there's Royal. Okay, so now I understand what they're saying. So, by the way, let's go ahead and knock that out. No vectors. SQS and then to Royal. It's just a long way. So we'll just do that right there. It's just, they may try to vector us, and that's fine if they do. Now, we're going to go back to takeoff again, and we're going to put in our cruise altitude, which is 400, our reserves of 4.3, and our cost index of 80. Takeoff. Tick off. Okay, and let's see, our takeoff temp is 48, I believe. Let's go back. $48, yeah. 4. What did I just do? There we go. Okay, 48. Okay. And back to our V speeds again. We're doing 143, 146, 148, 3, 146, and 148. Okay. RTO is on, and QNH is 2982. 2982. And back to, so ground here is fine. We're going to go to the airplane and close all the doors. I had a weird problem, by the way, with this model, less than 5767. I kept flaming, just like going into flames like failures right after I started engines, and I would go and look at failures, you know, the failures, and it would show that the failures were there, and I'd try to heal the failures, but it was just random, and so I think I've got it set now to where the failures are so far out, should not impact anything, but it was really annoying for a while, but I think I figured it out. If any of y'all know something about that, how to fix it, or make it not happen ever again, you let me know. I'm all ears. There's our 757. We're not using Traffic Global on this flight. I think that I've narrowed down. I have been having some trouble with some crashes on Traffic Global where it's created some issues. I haven't figured it out completely, and I'll get back to you and let you know when I have. Okay, so I may have to just cut it back a little bit, but it's creating problems. It's like you'll be 3/4 the way in a flight and something will happen.
Brian, you're in charge of all comms.
I'll take over the comms, Steve.
Would you please get our pushback and start clearance?
I'll request pushback and start clearance.
FedEx
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Start.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
FedEx 1757, contact ground for pushback and engine start clearance.
Contacting ground for pushback and engine start clearance. FedEx 1757.
So this isn't a terribly long flight. It's just straight down to the Gulf Stream. I tell you, by the way, y'all probably have it too, but I got a really cool FedEx 737-800 livery. And what I liked about it is how it redesigned the passenger, the cabin area. The cabin, it looks great. Looks like a freight aircraft.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
I noticed the 757, what I kind of do like about it, it's a whole lot more leaned out, how it looks in the cockpit. And that's my 30-minute bell from the time we started our pre-flight, so we're right on target. Favorite time of the day to
So connected and
fly
bypass
out.
pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, I'm not getting any reaction. Let's see what I am doing wrong, because usually it's me. Hydraulics, if something's off, something's not on. Here, let's see what's wrong. Okay, packs are off, as they should be. Alright, oh, that's correct. So all packs are in the off position. I misunderstood that. I misunderstood the switch. On the 767, you open up the panel, hit the button, and close it, and I thought I'd done it right on that one.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
My fault.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Right, let's go for engine 1.
AutoOrtho is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Thank you, buddy. $4,000, climb and maintain. Okay. And let's see where our runway is. Remember, we're going out on 23 right. Yeah, we got a little bit of a drive. Well, not unbearable, but we have to follow our way out to the end of the runway we're on here, which is 23 left, and then follow the back taxiway to 23 right. Brian, would you get our taxi clearance?
I'll request our taxi clearance now.
Okay,
FedEx
APU is
1757,
off.
We're ready to taxi with information.
APU generator light is off, and APU bleed is off.
1757, contact ground for taxi clearance.
Packs are on.
Contacting ground for taxi clearance. FedEx 1757.
This plane definitely has an old feel to it, but I like it. It's nice. Then again, so do I. Right, brake is off. Flight directors are on and auto throttle is armed. VNAV and LNAV are both on, so when I go to autopilot, I'm good to go. I have never actually flown out of this airport. I don't have any experience here. This cigar-shaped plane handles better on the runway. I mean on the taxiways. I have a
The seven. This is, by the way, the plane we're flying. It's the flight factors 757 767 pair. Is what these two are, and actually, they're really good aircraft. They're easy to fly. I say easy to fly. It's like anything; it takes some time, but. Our momentum's carrying us right now. We're going to the back side of the runway because we're actually going to be coming up behind our runway. Okay, true story. I was having a great flight. Let me make sure I'm picking the right. I'm following my taxiway instructions. Okay, so I was really having a great flight. I flew out of Greensboro and was flying into Memphis, and no issues, no problems at all. And I'm about 200 or 300 feet off the runway from the landing. I'm about to land. I'm good. I'm on final, no problems at all. All of a sudden, my cat jumps on my keyboard. And of all the keys in the world my cat could find, my cat found the G key. So I went from perfect landing to my gear starting to retract, and I'm trying to scramble because I don't realize at first what happened, and I'm scrambling to get the gear back down. It's too late. I landed on my belly. So it's a great flight up until that point. So we're in between the runways right now. We're in between the 2-3 right and left. Coming up, we'll be making a right turn to go onto the runway. Brian, would you do our takeoff briefing, our departure briefing?
We'll be departing from runway 23 right. We'll be flying the UM-5 departure with an initial climb clearance to 4,000. Transition altitude is 18,000. After takeoff, we'll follow the SID profile with a left turn to heading 200, intercepting OOM, climbing to flight level 400. Weather at departure shows no significant weather expected en route. In the event of an engine failure below 400, we'll continue straight ahead and follow ATC instructions. Above 400, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. We've been cleared as filed. Squawk code is 6133, and departure frequency will be 124.65. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots, veer is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. We'll climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Steve.
All right. Flaps. Flaps are set to 5. Brakes are set to RTO. Brian, please request our departure clearance. We're ready to take off.
Requesting departure clearance from runway 23 right now.
FedEx 1757 requesting departure clearance from runway 23 right.
Clearance on request. Stand by. FedEx 1757, cleared to New Orleans via the OM5 departure. Dennis filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 40010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.65 squawk 6133.
Indianapolis Center, FedEx 1757, cleared to New Orleans via OM5 departure, then is filed. Climb to and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 400 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 124.65. Squawk 6133.
Brian,
FedEx 1757, read back correct.
Brian, would you just one more time
Not clear what you said. Say again.
do the takeoff briefing for us all
Say
one more
again.
time? Takeoff briefing one more time.
We'll be departing from runway 23 right. We'll be flying the UM5 departure with an initial climb clearance to 4,000. Transition altitude is 18,000. After takeoff, we'll follow the SID profile with a left turn to heading 200, intercepting OUM, climbing to flight level 400. Weather at departure shows no significant weather expected en route. In the event of an engine failure below 400, we'll continue straight ahead and follow ATC instructions. Above 400, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. We've been cleared as filed. Squawk code is 6133 and departure frequency will be 124.65. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots, VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. We'll climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Steve.
It sounds good. Go ahead and get our takeoff clearance from...
We'll be departing from runway 23 right. We'll be flying the UM5 departure with an initial climb clearance to 4,000. Transition altitude is 18,000. After takeoff, we'll follow... Intercepting OUM, climbing to flight level 400.
He's got a little
Weather at
overzealous.
departure shows no significant weather expected en route.
FedEx 1757, holding short runway 23 right, ready for departure.
Above 400, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking.
FedEx 1757, we are holding short runway 23 right, ready for departure.
6133 and departure frequency will be 124.65. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots, VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. We'll climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Steve. Requesting takeoff clearance now, Steve.
Ready for departure on runway 23 right.
Okay.
Contacting tower for departure clearance when ready. FedEx 1757.
You know what I just done? Turned onto the wrong runway. I sure have. Okay. We are not going to do that. We're going to go get on our right one way. Well, that's embarrassing. Earlier, I went to the wrong one way. Like I kept going, and I made a right. I should have made a left. And that was not smart. So what I did was I made a right, should have made a left. Normally, even Brian catches that if we're not positioned correctly. He brings it to my attention, but he didn't that time. No, I'm not throwing him under the bus. Not his fault. My fault. It's the captain's fault, always. Any of you boys seen a runway around here? There we go. Much better. We're already cleared, so we're going to go out. We're going to line up here, make sure we're all nice and tidy. And toga. Left rudder. 80 knots. And V1, rotate. This one, center of gravity on it, you got to really watch it. Positive rate and gear up. Flaps to retraction. We're fully retracted, and autopilot is engaged.
Radar contact 2 southwest of Indy at 2300 feet. Indianapolis altimeter 2982. Climb and maintain flight level 250 direct to your cruise. Indianapolis altimeter 2982. Climb and maintain flight level 250 direct ohm. Fedex 1757.
Okay. direct and that we're already on our way to now, so we're good. We should be at 208 heading. We've already climbed past 4,000. All this, by the way, is default scenery. There's nothing added here. Check our path. And it looks like we're going direct to make sure on that. I just noticed our current trajectory and are not, like, it's not going direct to seeing what's wrong. What's up with you? See. Maybe it's me. It's just not okay. It is making an adjustment now, so maybe we're okay. I think we're all right. So it just looked like it was like veering off, but I noticed he's making a little bit of a left correction, so maybe it's fine. So I'm not. So our whole path here, we're 597 miles from our destination on the Gulf Stream coast there. In Mississippi. There we go. Yeah, we're lined up with and then to Ouija.
Fedex 1757, climb and maintain flight level 310. Climb and maintain flight level 310. Fedex 1757.
Our final climb altitude is 40,000, 410. That's way up there. I will say this particular aircraft, it will get up and go like climb. It climbs very well. Which reminds me, I need to set that. Okay. Landing lights are off.
Fedex 1757, contact Indianapolis Center on 133.425. Contacting Indianapolis Center on 133.425. Fedex 1757. Indianapolis Center, FedEx 1757. Good evening, climbing through 17,000 to reach flight level 310.
FedEx 1757, Indianapolis Center, good evening.
Does anyone have the this one? They have the 767, 757 pair. I bought this one from Xplane. It's been a while back, and I've shelved it for a while. It didn't fly it as much, but they're excellent aircraft. I would even
1757, Indianapolis Center, climb and maintain flight level 370.
I'd even say, especially for passengers.
Flight level 370. FedEx 1757.
That's a beautiful, the weather out there is nice today. It's really nice. That would go for wind too. All right, let's look at our approach. So we need a 11170.
1757, climb and maintain flight level 400.
Climb and maintain flight level 400. FedEx
And
1757.
our course heading is 1016. FedEx 1757. We're requesting if there is an ILS runway at our destination, can you assign us an ILS runway?
FedEx 1757, runway 29er at KMSY has an ILS approach. You're currently expect the RNAV runway 20 approach. If you want the ILS runway 29er approach, advise.
Request 29 ILS approach.
Expecting RNAV runway 20 approach. We'll advise if we want ILS runway 29, FedEx 1757.
FedEx 1757, we would like to be assigned the ILS runway 29er.
Expecting the ILS runway 29er approach. Expecting the Trash 1 arrival. FedEx 1757.
I know, by the way, I'm not doing good crew resource management when I talk too much on the radio. It's not my job, but hey, you know. All right, so Trish, not a choice. My route, I think, it's got a few holes in it, but I think we should be okay. Right. It's 515 miles out, and it's time to feed the cats. We have 3 cats on the plane. Sorry about that. I have tigers here, so I'm checking that. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I had that's one thing about this model. Instead of just going to standard, unless I'm missing something, I guess I have to set it back to 29902 when I'm at cruise altitude, so or above 18,000. We got 14,000 pounds of fuel remaining. And we're 370 miles outside of Mississippi. The New Orleans Armstrong, New Orleans International, the new airport there. So there's a movie out, Terminal. Is it called Terminal? Or it's the movie about no, it's TSA, and the movie is about one of the TSA personnel who they make him put the earpiece in his ear, but that was all filmed at the old New Orleans airport. They actually had full access to the old airport, because Armstrong New Orleans International is the new airport, right? Just glad you're relieved. Yeah, that was all it took. Yeah. So, well, okay. So, I'm inquiring because I don't know. I'm assuming on the 757 that I have to just set it back to 29902 every time when I get above 18,000. So. See here. I need to start making sure I've got the correct information in for my approach ref. So I'm at 109.90, and I'm going to be at 286. Okay. And we're looking at flaps 30 at 124 knots for our approach. That's awfully, doesn't that sound awfully slow? You know, it does. But I actually may say that, but we're going to plus 10 it. So even though it says 123, we're actually going to do 133. It's not a bad looking livery. I mean, it's not really fancy. By 767, the livery doesn't look as good on it as that. I mean, just it looks so dingy, like the body. and I don't know. Just that look, I don't like it. I haven't found a good one. Now this my 737-800 livery for FedEx that's got the freight. It's configured for freight. It's really nice. I want to take a flight on it sometime, just show you. But it's a Zebo, but it really looks good. Looks sharp. There's the Mississippi. See where the river is from here. I was just seeing it. Again, it's so close. There it is. The mighty Mississippi. I never set my setting here for cruise. I had it set. It was still on climb. I do think that out of the liveries that I've recently flown, I still really like the MD-80. The MD-80, I think it's good. Oh yeah, you better believe it. It's about to get really cold down here. I've done the riverboat thing before on the Mississippi. It's kind of cool. Like the riverboat cruise, riverboat dinner. This particular flight, I must say, I haven't, ICAS, everything's been kind of quiet. I know, you're not supposed to say that, but it has. It's been very quiet. Nothing out of the ordinary. Prayers going out to our UPS friends, and that right there was it's Star Trek. I don't know if it got any Trekkies on, but the Kobayashi Maru scenario is a no-win scenario to see how well you respond. But I think those pilots were in a Kobayashi Maru scenario. They had there's nothing they could do. They literally were at the mercy of that aircraft once that engine flamed, the left engine, and then once I think they had a compressor stall in the right engine. Other than they were already, I think the maximum I heard was 186 knots. It may have gotten up to, but it probably, that, if you look at it, I know what one of the flight aware or whatever says. That plane never got more than 100 feet above the ground. I don't think it never was able to make any sort of headway and get some climb. Never. There's actually some cold air in there out up here tonight, I think. Heading bug. Line it up with this.
So, Flying Panda, what have you decided? Have you already done it? Have you hit complete purchase? Yeah. Do you decide to get it? That really, I think that was a very, that's a good price you pay. If you pay around 35 for it, that's really good. I think I paid more for it when I got it originally. I've had the CRJ 700 for about 6 or 8 months, but I haven't flown it as much as I want to. But I still, the center of gravity thing is probably the biggest. Like, that's one of those planes. The size, everything's about center of gravity. You know, making sure it's correct, and you've got to really pay attention to it all the time. But the flight model was very well done. The reason I bought the 900 CRJ 900 was it was an impulse purchase right after the CRJ 900 crashed up in Canada, and I picked it up. I actually picked it up back then, but I wish I wouldn't have now, because if you have the CRJ 700 or just one of them, I think you got everything you need. You don't need to buy all of them. We got a kind of a slight left turn coming up here that'll put us on a path that's about straight 180. We'll be going straight south. And we are 307 miles outside of New Orleans. I was just in New Orleans last month. I was at my wife and I. That's the trip we decided to take. We just drove to New Orleans, and it's quite interesting because my wife hates bridges and airplanes. So the whole reason we were driving was because she would not fly. So, and we weren't going to New Orleans like to where we're going to be the whole week. We went to New Orleans, then we went to Dallas Fort Worth area, and we were in Fort Worth for the rest of that week. And but the path we took to get to New Orleans, we were on bridges for 44 miles, so that was quite entertaining. I'll let her drive. But New Orleans, we stayed in the downtown area, lots of homeless, and that kind of in the pockets down there. But and we had to at least drive down Bourbon Street. So I think we passed the airport too, going in. We were going in.
Expect the trash one arrival. I'll have you descending in about 20 minutes. Just say the word if you'd like to start down earlier.
I don't think I do.
Expecting trash one arrival. We'll let you know if we need to descend earlier. Fedex 1757.
Let's do some studying here. Alright, we're going to put that on about 18,000 for transition altitude.
So this isn't really configured for freight. We'll go back there. Let's just say we're pretending, but there's a lot of room in this plane. So, but your your business class is 4 across, and then 3 on each side, long cigar. So technically, yeah, this is a freight flight, but we'll just pretend we didn't see that. All right, what's our distance? We're 269 miles from New Orleans. And let's see what our elevation's 3 feet. Literally 3 feet. Which basically means 3 feet. We're going to leave it on 0. Total fuel on board is 12.2 thousand gallons. I think we're good till we get there. Okay. And like I said, we're a straight in shot, but we will have a transition from, let's see, it looks like, is that Rayop to, is that helmet? Rat, a helmet, let's see. Well, anyway, we're in we're in good shape right now. What's below us? Not a very good helicopter path. There's a
tree in the middle of it. 2983, by the way, is QNH, airport QNH, 2983. Once again, plane's doing excellent tonight. I think just nice, quiet flight. Oh, you had to say it. You had to say it. No, I don't care. I don't believe it. Our words have power in some cases, but I don't believe it. Let's see. 40. Okay. Wow. Alright, I got my altitude set on transition, and honestly, my flight plan's not to the regimented letter, so I don't, my first stat or above's at 3,000 when we get into our approach, but it should give us a slow and steady descent. I've never had a flight on a 757 or a 767 that I haven't had to use my speed brake though. It's typically. You know, this model is nice. The more I look at it now, it's definitely, it's just a good old six-pack, nice model, but it's good. It's been really dependable. I see why they use them for freight. Hey, on the freight side, you see where UPS has grounded their entire MD-11 fleet. The MD-11s they've pulled. And I'm not sure what's going to happen with that yet. Flight Quest, what are you flying tonight? What are you going to be flying later tonight? Or I guess it's night there.
Let's see. Right, 214 miles outside of New Orleans. He should be giving us the nod anytime now, but we might request a little bit early. There's not really a rush, but right, now we're making our turn. We're at almost a true 180. Well, 181. 181. So here to McGee is about 104 nautical miles. Alright, we're monitoring. Yeah. Well, okay, so my full-time job is was a cop for more than a decade. Then, okay, hold on, read. And then Baron. Video. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, where I'm the weakest on the Cessna 172. I'm the very weak. That's my weakest aircraft. I've flown more on the commercial aircraft side and didn't actually spend the time on that. So I think my weakest navigation is going to be the Garmin, the Garmin 1000. Yeah, I think I'd like to see that. I need to subscribe. Make sure I'm subscribed to your channel. So that's a good plane. The Beech. The Beech 1900. So yeah, I was a cop for a number of years, over a decade. I was an IT guy for well over a decade, and now I am a pastor. I've always been a photographer and videographer, but I'm actually a pastor now. So my big days all throughout the week, but of course Sunday's a big day too. In fact, I'm actually going. Israeli government's trying to be more Christian friendly and kind of get to know us a little better. So they're actually paying for a group of us to go to Israel at the end of the month. So we'll fly out in a 787 Dreamliner. It'll be my first time on that aircraft. I'm kind of curious on what that flight's going to be like. I would like uneventful. I think I would like most of all uneventful. But it's a big plane. That's a large aircraft. Really? Is it on the forum? If it is, I'll look it up. Yeah, I've got to really work on, read up on the Garmin and start using the Garmin G1000. Okay, all right. Yeah, but I need to spend some time on the G1000 and get more familiar with it. Yeah, I'll have to look. I have to look it up. In fact, I'll do it now. Oh, let me check our space out. Okay. Hey, Brian, go ahead and get our descent clearance to begin our descent on the Trish arrival.
I'll request our descent clearance on the Trash 1 arrival.
Not sure what's up with the Trash 1 arrival.
Indianapolis Center, Fedex 1757, requesting clearance to descend on the Trash 1 arrival.
Fedex 1757, descend and maintain 11,000 feet on the Trash 1 arrival, altimeter 2978.
Descend and maintain 1,000 feet on the Trash 1 arrival. Altimeter 2978, Fedex 1757.
Wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. I feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm not telling the passengers something. Oh, forget it's freight. Uh, 2983, by the way, on the QNH. Yeah, Flight Quest. I'll have to give that a go. I watched the one on the video, the 172 DME, the ARC. How's our speed? Because that's okay. We're doing good right now. We have a 65 knot crosswind, but I don't foresee that staying the same when we get down to under 10,000. Hey Brian, brief the approach for me, please.
Arriving in New Orleans on runway 29er using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Trash 1 arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 29er. Weather at arrival shows winds 230 at 4 knots, few clouds at 4, 500 feet, no significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. Squawk code remains 6133 and approach frequency will be 125. is Cargo 2. I think we're ready for the arrival, Steve.
I agree. Let's go. Earlier today, I tried to start a flight. I'm trying to get a couple of freight flights in, and I was flying from Jacksonville to Indianapolis, and I was working on a bathroom fan at the same time. Okay, so got caught up, had some issues on that project. Okay, so I really failed sterile cockpit. I know, and so I overflew the airport by about, I don't know, 60 miles, 70 miles, and but still was able to manage to get it down, but not real happy about that. I shouldn't have done that. All right. Looking good. We're at about 310. Our speed has stayed. Okay, we picked up a little bit. We picked up about 30 knots, but manageably. So we're doing good there. Bring up some speed brake. Okay, let's see. We may fly over the airport on the way to our transition. No, we won't. No, we won't. We'll actually kind of swing out to the left. We'll be all right. We're keeping about 300 knots right now, which is okay. I think our flight plan still shows Mach 0.82, but that's because it would still have us at 400. I do like the ILS system on these 757 and 767. These here, the way it lights up when you're captured. I do like that. Something simple, but it's useful. See what happens when I put it on VNAV. Sometimes it will like go back to it would see itself at like below where it should be and start trying to climb. Let's see what happens.
And that's what it did. So I ignore you. And we're going down to 240 knots. And we're 91 miles outside of New Orleans. So that's the one thing about the this model. So I set my altitude down to, I have it set down to 10,000 right now. I go back to VNAV thinking VNAV's just gonna, since it knows I'm descending, it will keep going, but it like hard halts you, and it looks at the flight, it looks at your FMC, and if it's not in sync, it'll say no, we're going back to that altitude. So it was trying, it would have gone all the way back to 32,000, short of not making it because we're only 7 nautical miles from the MCB waypoint, and then we dropped down to 5780. So okay, let's see. One waypoint I don't see on my flight plan is I don't see OLED anywhere. For whatever reason, I don't. I see helmet. So we will overfly the airport, like, or at least to the left of it. OLED goes 100 and this goes 92 nautical miles straight down, and then we cut over to helmet. So it must be our transition. That doesn't matter. It's fine. I don't care. I think it gives, what it gives me time to do is get down to the right altitude. So nothing hurt. Yeah, we can do this. Okay, so we are 69 miles from the airport, but we're going to fly past the airport by about 18 nautical miles, take a left to helmet, and then that will set us up on our final. And also give us time to get down to the right altitude, which looks like we're not gonna have a problem right now. In fact, we're gonna slow that descent down a little bit. If I were to put it on VNAV now, let's see what happens. Because next, see if it will actually follow. It is continuing to descend. That's good. Okay, I'll take it. I'm gonna leave it back on VNAV. Although we are speeding up. No, come on, man. You gotta slow down. He can't seem to handle the speed, so I'm going to take it back from him. Not sure why. So if I give him VNAV control, he is going way too fast. And of course, usually I get a drag required message, but I would prefer to just take control. And then we'll get down to we'll slow down enough. Okay. All right, we're going to, let's see, where are we? We're about 16,000 now. Okay. And 240 knots.
Fedex 1757, contact New Orleans approach on 123.85.
Contacting New Orleans approach on 123.85. Fedex 1757. New Orleans approach. Fedex 1757 evening. We're descending through 16,000.
FedEx 1757, New Orleans approach. Good evening, Amite altimeter 2981.
2981.
Altimeter 2981. FedEx 1757.
Okay. Earth. We're going to go ahead and bring up lights.
Contact Gulfport approach on 124.6.
Over to Gulfport approach on 124.6, 432 Foxtrot Lima.
All right, we're 40, what is it? 41 miles from OLED. And then from there we will turn toward helmet, and that will be for final. There are some things I don't understand about this FMC. It's just quirky. So normally I would just simply click on to go direct. I would do a direct. I want to go direct to, I want to take away the OLED and go direct to helmet. But when I try to do that, so it seems like it will be simple. So I go helmet. So there's helmet. Well, how about, can I do that? Okay, so if I simply go helmet though, and try to go to take helmet and put it up here, it gives me an invalid entry, and cannot say that I can explain that. I don't know what it's doing. If one of y'all know, you're welcome. I'm all ears, but I don't know. Excuse me, but I know y'all can't see my sidebar there. So here's what I'm trying to do. As it stands now, we're going to go about 31 more nautical miles, and then we'll just turn toward helmet, which is our final, sets us up for final. But it would be nice to be able to go direct to helmet instead. But if I try to hit helmet and move it up to OLED, it won't let me. So I can't explain it. I don't know why it's doing that.
947 Echo Foxtrot, we're proceeding direct Levant. Request vectors for the RNAV 36 left approach.
7 Echo Foxtrot, something went wrong on this end, and
I
I'm
mean,
unable
it's
to do the math on the vectoring approach. This has been reported as bug, but you'll need to get yourself to the approach fix. Altimeter 30.00.
so it's not a game. It's not a showstopper. It's just aggravating because I really like just to go. Now here's the thing: if I want to go to the anything but the waypoint it's currently going to, it will work. But so I'm not sure why it does that. I'm curious if I took it off of LNAV and then tried to set it up, would it work? Be worth a try. Okay, so I'm going to go off LNAV for a minute. Well, forget it. Forget it. I'm just. It seems to be where at least we'll end up at the same spot, but I just thought I could shorten it up a bit. We'll still take it. So right now you see where we are. We're about to come back and make a left. Hold on. Let me fix this. Let's go back to 29. So it's taken us to an OLED, which is 15 more nautical miles this way, and then it's going to cut us back to Helmet. We'll let it ride. It gives me time to get descended anyway, so let it go. But yeah, so we're going to end up here and back this way. Y'all couldn't see that. Sorry. Can't forget the screen. My screen's like I'm on 1080. So you see where we're here right now, but we're not messed up. You just can't see the OLED waypoint, which is 11 nautical miles more this way. And then it's going to give us basically what will equate to base, downwind, and then downwind and then base, and then we'll be at Helmet. So we'll survive. And we almost get to see the Gulf Coast. Hey, woo, birdie. No one does the night illumination better than Xplane. They do a good job. Excellent. It looks, and when I say that, it looks believable. It's true. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, it looks great. You can see everything at night, but that's not real. That's not true to life. I think this looks more like what it really looks like, the way the moon illuminates the ground, the way light posts illuminate around themselves. But Xplane has really been working hard on that. Laminar, they've been doing a good job, but does a much better job at it. Okay, let's see, where are we? We're actually over swamps right now. It's kind of cool. Here we go. Time to go to helmet. Time to go to helmet. Helmet. So when that will set us up for final. We're 24 miles from final. Alright, our current speed is 240 and we're about to drop down to, I'm going to set our auto throttle to 170. I've fully retracted the speed brake and we're going to be going to flaps 5. We're at flaps 5. And that is the airport. That is our airport. We're currently at flaps 20. Speed is 170 knots. Actually, we've dropped down to 150 knots. dropping to 3,000. And we have a left turn that's coming up that will line us up with our arrival runway. As soon as we turn, I will drop gear. I will actually drop the landing gear, let down the carriage. Brian, run through our approach one more time.
We'll be arriving in New Orleans on runway 29er using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Trash 1 arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 29er. Weather at arrival shows winds 230 at 4 knots, few clouds at 4, 500 feet. No significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. Squawk code remains 6133 and approach frequency will be 123.85. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. Once on the ground, we'll be taxiing to gate. Fedex Cargo 2. I think we're ready for the arrival, Steve.
We'll have a big turn coming up here.
JetBlue 1422, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, JetBlue 1422. Departure, Cessna 72 Tango Bravo, with you out of 1,000 for 3,000. Right to 275, vector to Lafayette, all navigation, 72 Bravo Tango.
Okay, I don't know what's happening right this moment. It should be setting us up for approach. To see if it's swinging around, I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening, and it may mean that we can't use the ILS. We'll see. I'm about to see. I've got approach was active. Why it did that, I do not know. I can't tell you. I can't give you a good explanation. Window 990 at 286.
Everything's configured properly.
American 2450. Departure, Catbird 104. Can we start our climb yet?
Catbird 104, climb and maintain flight level 310.
FedEx 1757, contact New Orleans Tower on 119.5.
Gear down. Gears down.
Contacting New Orleans Tower on 119.5. FedEx 1757. New Orleans Tower, FedEx 1757. Good evening. We are established on the ILS approach for runway 29er.
FedEx 1757, New Orleans Tower, roger, continue approach runway 29er.
Come on, capture, capture.
FedEx 1757, New Orleans Tower, winds 230 at 4. Runway 29er cleared to land.
Runway 29 cleared to land. FedEx 1757.
Right, are we captured? We are captured, but here's the thing. Normally, I think this turns green, doesn't it? At capture, and I just don't know why it's not looking like I normally expect it to look. We are at 30, flaps 30. At 135 knots. What? Are you talking about my ATC, Flight Quest? Say Intentions is my ATC. My throttle, and I'll take back the other piece in a minute. I have gotten so used to Say Intentions, I don't really, I like it better than VATSIM. It's easier, you never have to wonder if you're covered, but it's been nice.
100.
Mayor, okay, come on.
50, 40, 30, 20.
I floated it a little bit. Sorry about that, guys.
10.
FedEx 1757, contact ground on 121.9er.
Switching to ground on 121.9er. FedEx 1757. New Orleans ground, FedEx 1757 evening. We're clear of the runway and ready to taxi to the gate.
FedEx 1757, New Orleans ground, taxi to FedEx Cargo 2 via Golf 2, Golf 1 Echo. Have a good day.
On from 234, request taxi to gate. Golf 1 Echo to FedEx Cargo 2.
I would call that a great landing. I think I was very long on it, and I wouldn't call it a good landing really, but it still probably about 250, about 240, 250 FP of feet per minute, something like that. Good evening, aviation. Aviation, we there be? Okay. Or I like that. Alright, welcome aboard. As our buddy Q8 pilot says. I've learned a lot from that guy. Q8 pilot. I was a little slow. It took me a couple of months to realize what Q8 meant. Okay, duh. Well, he told a story. He started telling a story a little bit, so it's better. Well, welcome aboard. So this flight originated out of Indianapolis, and we're down now in New Orleans. We're in a 757. This 757 actually has been a good plane. It actually is a little bit easier to land than some of the other ones, so it does a good job. We're gonna cheat. By the way, where I'm gonna stop is near the gate. I'm actually, even though we're a freight craft, try to obey some of the rules. So yeah, so I'm using Say Intentions for my ATC on this flight, and anybody here, if you've used Say Intentions, it's really a good, an excellent way to kind of add to your immersive experience, but I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed having it. On my other flights, like other than I do the Delta Virtual, but if I'm not on Delta Virtual, it really comes in handy to have ATC Say Intentions, because I have everything I need built into it. All right, I'm going to bring up. I'm just going to go ahead and just bring up the APU before I cut the fuel, and we'll do ground, fuel truck, chocks, LSU, passenger bus, loader unit. And we're going to be opening all the doors. And setting the brake. Brake is set. Now I should have power, so we're going to go ahead and drop this. Well, okay, so we touched down at about 351 feet per minute, I think. And let's go back and give it a look there. And welcome aboard, everybody. It was an uneventful flight. The 757-200. It's really a solid aircraft. Let's see. I'll go. Let's back it up and see. This is where I went a little long, I think. In other words, I parachuted, floated, ballooned. Sometimes I feel like them clapping is kind of patronizing. So, okay. And one last shot.
to runway 29 via Echo Sierra, Eastern 1922.
All right, so good night. We made it here. I'll probably fly and do a Delta flight a little bit later tonight. But everybody have a good night. What I always say about these flights is if you just pick out something, we all can learn something. I know I learn something every time I do this. And but yeah, so what we were using today is the 757. It's a really good aircraft. 767, 77. And someone asked earlier about even what about the Delta Wings CRJ 700? What about it? And what I say about it, I heard it's on sale on the Xplane forum for about 35. That's a pretty good price. A good aircraft though. Excellent aircraft. All right. I will see you guys later.